Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. Last time we got back on the plot wagon, and, well, shit started to pick up. Here, in order to climb down the ladder, you have to hold down and to the left on your joystick. Otherwise, it isn't very happy, and it kind of forces you back off the ladder. So just kind of be aware of that. Now, this area is kind of confusing if you don't know how to do stuff with it. Well, some of these sides can open up pathways, and you can climb up these wheels to go other ways. As you can see, pressing the button on the right ones does things, putting them on the wrong ones doesn't do anything at all. So this area seems confusing, but it's actually not. Here's another transition from regular graphics into cinematics, which I really appreciate. Now, for those of you who are fans, some of the dance steps may seem familiar to you in this little sequence here. There she is, the sorceress herself. But yeah, this never occurred to me when I first played the game because, well, I'm not a Michael Jackson fan, but apparently they're doing the dance from the Thriller music video. The only thing I know about that is I think there were zombies in that, weren't there? I don't know. Was never a fan. Alright. Well, the parade has begun. Now's our chance. We gotta go. Yeah, we better follow you. I don't know if you can talk to anybody, but it fades in and out of sequences here, which is kind of cool. Wait a minute! Look who's here! I guess he's not quite dead yet. What are you doing, Cipher? Well, apparently he switched sides. And he's not dead. How interesting. Not like we're, all that obvious, doing the stupid run thing. At least they're kind of running like Naruto. And I'm getting paid while being an idiot. Awesome. Alright, before you get up on the boxes, go over here. There's an entrance to a sewer. Doesn't have anything to do, but we still want to go down. Because this is... I don't think it's our last opportunity, but we want to go down because we actually get something from this. You can send Rinoa down if you want to, but it doesn't matter. Go left. Realize that only one of your characters is equipped with GFs. That whole thing. Run away. And yeah, the weapons do show up differently on screen now that we have them. So each new weapon will be at least somewhat different. Alright, so let's go over here. And there it is. Eventually. Weapons monthly made. Not that we need it, because we already have better weapons than that half the time. But you don't have to get the magazine to be able to do any of the combinations there. You just have to have the proper items, and the books tell you which items that you will need. So anyway, I'm going to go and, after this fight, I'm going to go set up my character so that I actually have GFs and stuff equipped, and then I will see you in a moment. Okay, we switched up our junctions here, and what I did is I went into Switch, I swapped yours with Selfie's because she had the additional HP and she's about to get strength as well. But we only have 2 characters right now, and I want all of my GFs to gain AP. Experience, sure, whatever. So I just removed the GFs off of Zell, so he still has his magic. He still has all those, all that he needs there. And I just put Shiva on you, so that you would have the extra stats. You have all the basic stats set up now. And then over on Squall, I gave him Diablos. As far as abilities go, this is kind of my base strategy. Put on Auto Haste. If Squall's in the party, give him strength bonus. You can give him magic bonus. I just don't have anything better. I don't particularly need more magic right now, so I just give him that. Item, magic, draw. That's pretty much all he needs. Irvine, draw, magic, and card. Auto haste, always, and something to increase his magic, sure, whatever. Doesn't really matter right now. Anyway, now that we've got that all set up, we can head back up and I can actually fight battles now. If I happen to run into them. But yeah, you can go down there with Rinoa if you so desire. That's originally how I had it planned, so that she actually did something. But yeah, these two were pretty slow at climbing this stupid thing as well. Once Irvine starts climbing, he'll do it automatically, but you have to trigger it the first time. Hey, synchronized! But yeah, it's just a long, tedious, stupid little thing. And eventually, there we go. And we basically follow the same path around that Rinoa did, though as soon as we got up here, the perspective switched, and Rinoa was in a different spot, so things may look a little bit different when we pop up here. Mainly, we have to pop up here. Not sure if Rinoa had to do that. Looks kind of awkward. But yeah, hey bud, what's up? You wanna play some cards? No? Oh well. You'll sleep it off, you'll be fine. He's not gonna be fine, he's dead. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just go through here. Oh, look. Boss time! Yeah, they don't give you a lot of warning for this one. There's not a lot to this fight. He'll tell you right at the start. For his limit break shot, pull the trigger with R1, just like with Squalls, so we're going to demonstrate that. But before we do that, we can draw a Carbuncle. Let's draw a Carbuncle. Sounds like a good idea. We acquired the GF Carbuncle. And what's your other spell here? Your other spell is Break. I don't need that. I do want more Asuna spells, but unfortunately, I only have 2 characters. Now, he's got Gradual Petrify on. So I have different types of ammo right now. I can use normal ammo, and then just hit the R1 button repeatedly to trigger it. And you can select a button. Once he starts doing 0, then you don't have to worry anymore. So let's find a soft potion to give to Irvine there. Now, don't use up your pulse ammo, because you're going to want that for later. Like I said, we don't have enough characters to bother drawing Asuna. Breaks I can get from card modding. In fact, the Berserks we've drawn twice now you can get from card modding. I just forgot to. But yeah, these guys don't really have much to offer. They're really weak. Just make sure you remember to draw the stuff that you need before you move on. If you press the directional button while targeting, you can switch targets. Why did it seem like it stopped in the middle of nowhere there, but anyway, let's finish you off. And that's all there is to that one. It doesn't matter which one you target to draw Carbuncle, they each have it, and then once you acquire it, neither of them have it. G returners, which I don't need, some AP, which I should have switched brothers to learn something else, but oh well. We got Carbuncle. I would expect so. You've been fighting those guys for, I think, if you look at the clock from the last episode, I think it was about half an hour. Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, yeah, aren't you kind of used to some battles? You couldn't fight alone, huh? No. I don't want to be alone as the next game. Time to get going. You're super clingy, aren't you? Like, I understand you're kind of scared for your life here, but you're kind of overdoing it. And Squall's like, I'm kind of done with this. And he's like, ugh, say something dumb, she'll latch onto it, whatever. And yeah, now we can switch our junctions by removing, Shiva from you, and by removing Diablos from you. I can't remember who gets Carbuncle. I'll have to take a look. And we'll have to go switch, junction, Rinoa with Zell, which even if you don't have anything junction, that will move the magic, which is what we actually wanted to do there. And then we will put Shiva and Diablos on, and we'll set up draw, magic, and item, and give you auto haste, and some vitality, and some spirit. And as far as your magical defense, pretty much throughout the whole game, life and shell. For strength, put on something decent. Quake's a little too powerful, but that's probably good. Magic stat, we want to make that as high as possible. For triple, Dispel is really good for spirit. Protect is decent. Where's a good thing? Typically, Vitality and Spirit do well with things like Curaga and Isuna and the like. So we got, yeah, so Dispel and Curaga are pretty much your best bets on there right now. Alright, so now we have you set up. Now let's take a quick look here. Let's switch this so that you're working on something of more valuable, like Spirit. And you're still working on that. And the next thing I want you to work on is Recovery Medicine. So you have Vitality, you have Status. So I want you on somebody that's not Siren. So I think I'm going to put you... Okay, I was just trying to remember who got it. And the reason why I was taking so long to figure that out is because, well, I end up switching who has Carbuncle at a later point. But for now, since Carbuncle really doesn't have a lot to offer at a lower level, I give it over to Squall, because Squall needs something to raise his vitality, and he doesn't have that yet. And there isn't really anything else that can be offered. No. Yeah, so I guess Protect is the best thing we have for now. That's fine. Just so that you have something. It gives you another point there. Now, the reason why we have multiples of those, I haven't really gone over those, but the ability here, called Ability times 3, allows us to put 3 abilities instead of the default 2. And wouldn't it be nice if everybody had this, or lo and behold, something even better? I guess we'll have to wait. But yeah, you want to return Recovery Medicine RF first, and that's mainly just to show off something. You don't really need to worry about it too much. But anyway, we've got our GFs all set up over here. But now what are we supposed to do? It told us we were supposed to do stuff around here, but there doesn't seem to be anything here. There's nothing apparent that we're supposed to do. We can come back here. We can talk to the people and blow our cover. But yeah, it seems like there's nothing to do. It's not even my first playthrough. I got stuck here on my second playthrough because it was so long after my first, I forgot what the hell to do. It blends in so well. It's not even off color at all, or texture. You know, if you ever watch anime, you know, if something looks like background art and then you see something that's obviously, you know, looks like an object, okay, something's going to happen to that. It's going to get blown up or something. Here, we don't even get anything like that to tell us what the hell we're supposed to do. Go here, talk to the weapon. Squall picks it up and hands it to our sniper. He's quiet. I haven't seen him be quiet before. He's usually mumbling something. He's kind of transparent there. That might be the HD mods, I'm not sure. Well, I don't think the Final Fantasy VIII Remaster is getting a PC port, or at least not right away. So this was the only option for me, even if they didn't announce it partway into my LP. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, he's concentrating. Loneliness of a sharpshooter. Well, he was talking about that. Yeah, I wonder. So yeah, we saw Cipher. He's alive. Oh, right. I forgot. Yeah, he's alive, but he's a turncoat. That's not the reaction I expected. You almost fell apart when you thought he was dead. Now, you're just casually asking what it means. Again, some of the it's either the translations or just the dialogue in general for this game is just weird. If I were to face the sorceress directly, would I have to go through Cipher? Can't choose your enemies, huh? Well, what can you do about it? If he's supporting the enemy, what else can we do? I don't know. I don't understand Rinoa's reaction here, to be quite honest. Yeah, we've been trained for this. Some of us are better at controlling our emotions than others. Squall, for the most part, keeps his all bottled up. Zell lets them all out. Yeah, it's up to Irvine. Huh? Oh, come on! We got all the way through this plan, all that bravado, and he's choking. And the big face palm. You never had to actually junction to those characters. I just doing that because that was a good time to go over my changes and junctions. And I think, yeah, those go to you, those go to you, and those go to you. Now, the way I have my junction set up when we switch over to this party is I give Squall stuff to Keestis. I give Zell stuff will be alternating between Irvin in the future and Zell. And then the card player typically ends up being Selfie or Rinoa. They also tend to have higher magic stats just because those characters rely more on magic for some of their limit breaks, so it just makes sense. Irvine and Zell, those both use physical attacks, so I give them the Shiva-based GFs because they tend to have strength right from the start of the game. And then Ifrit and Siren go on Squall, and they just get switched over to Keestis there, just for something to do, basically. Alright, so as I was saying before, this path is somewhat confusing. We can knock over a ladder here, and now we should be able to get our first draw point. There are 3 draw points in here, so that's on the other side. Is this the way we're supposed to be going? I can't remember. I get so confused in this area, to be quite honest. I mapped it out ahead of time. I'm just going to double check one thing. You can tell by the way these are spinning. Yeah, see, the way that this is spinning, it's spinning down to the left. So even if I mash the button, we can't actually get up there. So what we need to do is we need to follow this path over here. And then we can get this first draw point. And again, you'll notice that's an Asuna draw point. But you'll notice here, you know what actually I'm going to do? I'm going to switch the Asunas to somebody else really quick. Draw some. And that will be useful for a strategy as long as I get at least 3. A little bit later on when I need to draw more, assuming I can't refine them from cards. Switch. Is it? No. Wrong thing. Magic. Zell. Exchange. Let's get those all back on the right person there. But yeah. Okay, we'll fight some battles. But yeah, if the circular wheel thing is spinning against your direction, you can't go up it. If it's spinning the other way, then you can go up it. So early on in the game, there isn't really much in this dungeon, there isn't really much you can do. Alright, slot. Can we get something powerful out of this? There's a full cure. Come on. Ah, crap. Okay, good, I got it. I think we saw Electrocute. And let's go for Ultra Waves here. Just kind of want to show off some of hers over the course of the game. Most of hers aren't really all that good. Well, that was anticlimactic. Let's target Keestis here and lower her HP again, so that I can get a limit break with her. And I put her to sleep. But yeah, just so I can show off some of her limits throughout the game. Now's a good time because she's in the party, and she's not always in the party. At least she hasn't been early on in the game here. Yeah, one more. Well, she was already woken up anyway, but that'll lower her HP a little more. Then we can show off something else. Laser Eye. We'll show off Laser Eye. So there's a heartbreak-like attack that these guys can do. I'm not worried about it for the most part. Are you dead? You're dead. Alright, so level question mark death. I think I put it in there. I think it's based on her crisis level, if I remember correctly. What level multiple it is. So if it's a high level, like a high crisis level, it'll be like level 1 death, so it'll kill like everybody. And if it's a low crisis level, it'll be like level 4 death, and it won't kill very many people because not that many people are in a multiple of 4. The Generator. This is not the death status effect. This is its own status effect, but it's a removal of the enemy from battle. So yeah, we can see a couple of the limit breaks here. Probably a good time to show some of them off here. Get these guys some experience. I don't mind these characters gaining experience as much as I do specifically Squall and Irvine. Those are my two characters that I really don't want to gain experience. Rinoa would be nice to avoid experience on as well, but it doesn't really matter. What am I doing in here? No, I wanted to heal Zell. There we go. Yeah, that should be good. So now we're going to loop around. If I remember correctly, and the way I have it written down in my notes, is there's only one path you can take, so it's not like you can get lost. It just seems like you're kind of running around in circles because everything looks the same down here. Oh, we got some bats. Now, Thunder and Scan is what you can get from them now, but you can get other spells from them at a later date. Here's an Aqua Breath. I'll show that off. Now, Selphie does have some other special abilities that aren't just full cure. I think she has 2 more that are actually in there, and then there was like 2 that got dummied out in testing somewhere. Either way, full cure is the one you're going to use most often. There's one other one which I will demonstrate. So yeah, I think we have to go this way because the other thing was directed toward us. So let's go this way. Now, see, that one is angled up away from us. So we could go up that one if we wanted to, and I believe that's the way we were supposed to progress. But we'll show off some more limits before we get that far. There we go. And let's see, Gatling Gun. Well, that was a thing. I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of a lot of pieces as limit breaks. They're just not, I don't know, they're not a lot of fun. They don't do huge amounts of damage. They just don't seem to have that OP-ness that a lot of the other limit breaks have. Like, you can use Zells with Armageddon Fist and just spam lots of attacks. There's Zombie, I don't want that. You can use Irvins to do lots of hits. Selphie can heal you. She also has some instant death abilities, which are also nice. And I am trying to find a certain encounter around here, though it seems to be somewhat rare. So Fire Breath, and then we only have Mighty Guard and Bad Breath left. Cool. I guess I could have used Bad Breath in here to show you what that does, but here's Fire Breath. Yeah, it does decent damage now. I think it's based on her magic stat, but later on in the game, when we actually want to deal damage, we're not going to be relying on elemental-based attacks for the most part anyway. So, well, I guess they're decent this early in the game. Later on, not so much. Alright, so we can go down here. And yeah, we're stuck at a dead end. Oh, right, there's this draw point. I forgot about this. There is a hidden draw point here containing the biospell. That is the third and final draw point here in the sewers. So yeah, we're stuck. The only way we can go is up here. It's interesting that they make it seem like a lot more confusing and a lot more of a maze than it actually is. Alright, so we can jump down there and we can't open up any of these doors, so I guess that's the only thing we can do right now. So we'll go this way, and do any of these open up? That one doesn't. That one doesn't. That one does. Okay, so yeah, they make it pretty straightforward, even though it is kind of confusing. It's a weird juxtaposition, I guess. Alright, what do we got? 2 more limit breaks left. We can show off Mighty Guard. And I believe this just puts Protected Shell on us, which isn't really the most important thing in the world. Oh, it gives us Float, too. And then Bad Breath on this guy. And I think that's pretty much all of her limit breaks. That puts a status effect on them. Might be the Doom status effect. So the only one I haven't shown is level ? Death. So we'll show that off. And if it happens to work, good. If not, I won't worry about it. Did it actually hit him? Did I fluke one? Oh, I fluked one! Look at that! Cool. Nice when it actually works, isn't it? But yeah, that's all of Quistis' limit breaks there. Alright, so let's go down here, and I guess we have to get down there, since it's, again, the only way we can go. We open this one. We open that one. We open this one. Can't go that way, gotta go this way. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You just have to know that you're not, making a choice each time you only go the way that you can go. Alright, so I guess we will keep moving down then, since we don't have any choice again. Yeah, it's a real straight path. And here, if we walk by this ladder and press the button, you'll notice that this screen is somewhat familiar. This is where we first came into this area, where we came down the first ladder there. So if we want, we can climb up that ladder and go save if we wanted to. Now, if I remember correctly, going up there locks you into moving on, and you can't leave. You know what? I think I will, just in case. I've made a couple of mistakes at different points in this LP. I think I should have a backup. So we'll just pop up here, show you that it is indeed where I said it was. And we will save. And I was about to cut a bunch of stuff out because the ladder screwed me over, but just by happenstance we ran into this guy. He has the Asuna spell. If you get lucky enough to run into a Grand Mantis and had remembered to put your Asuna spell somewhere else, then you can very easily draw a whole bunch of Asuna spells from it, which I do want to do. Unfortunately, since all my Asuna spells are currently on me, there's not really a whole lot that I can do about it. He's susceptible to sleep, as you might expect. Many enemies in this game are. But yeah, other than that, most enemies, not really anything to worry about. Just finish them off with normal attacks. I could increase my strength a little bit if I wanted to, whatever. I could also just straight out card this guy if I wanted to as well. That would also work, and it kills him faster. Or not. How much HP do you have? Do I have any scans? How much HP do you actually have? Let's see here. What do you got for HP? Holy crap, you got a lot of HP. weak to blizzard, and I think it was lightning. Meh. Do I have anything ice-based? That's probably water-based. I probably could have used electrocute. Oh well. Something to deal a decent amount of damage to him, and then I should be able to card him just fine. Now... or not. Really? Zaga? That should do some good damage. Just spam the Blizzaga spells, finish this guy off. There we go. And one more. That should do. Yeah, I don't normally actually run into these guys. And I think part of that is because I don't come up here. And I'm not sure how much of the clip I left in, but as you can tell from the battle arena, it's a little bit different, and that's a lot of experience. There's some sharp spikes, and we learned that crap that I don't need. But yeah, we're up here. So I'm going to run around here and try and find that guy and get the Asuna spells, and then I will see you in a moment. Okay, we're back, and I got the Asuna spells that I wanted from that guy, and saved again, and then we can move on. There's not much left of this dungeon now. It's pretty much been a straight shot all the way through, even though it looks more confusing than it actually is. I believe here is where you would see the magazine on the top right side there if you hadn't picked it up already. But if you have, then obviously it won't be there. And like I said, this was an area we've seen before. This is the end, and this was the no turning back point. So yeah, that's pretty much the extent of this dungeon. There's another save point over here if you want to use it, but now you're stuck over here and you can't get back. So what I'm going to do in between episodes is I'm actually going to go back to the file that I just saved, and I'm actually going to battle around with this party a little bit, and I think I'm going to get up to level 15. It's minor level grinding, and if I do it over by the previous save point, we'll run into the Mantis guy, and he gives like 400 or 500 experience per level or per fight. So, and you can also run into him with some of the creeps as well, and that can give you over 700 experience. So, as I do that, what I've decided to do now is go to switch, and I'm going to switch Zell and Kisis's junctions. The reason for that is because currently I have the strength and magic bonuses set on her, but I'd rather have them over on Zell. More so the strength than anything else, just because his limit break requires it more, and as I've said before, I'm just not a big fan of Quistis's limit break. Which, for the most part, now that we have our party kind of set up, and most characters have most spells set up to, you know, their stats, our stats are relatively similar. And the main differentiating factor between the characters, very much like Final Fantasy VII was, are the limit breaks, and that's where a lot of the difference comes in how you want to set your characters up to exploit their limit breaks. So magic for characters like Quistis and Selphie, physical for Zell, Squall, and Irvine. Rinoa, I think she gets a little bit of benefit from both depending on how you want to set her up. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to do that little bit of level grinding, and yeah, next time we'll meet you back here, and we will be able to go and finish up this assassination attempt and see if Irvine can get off his ass and get rid of those jitters so he can actually make the shot. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.